Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to Mass Appeal. Today, I'm Seth Stubman. Ashley, once again, is on assignment this week, but fear not, she'll be back on Monday, as will Mass Appeal, because the French Open is going to be taking the place of our show on Thursday and Friday. But if you've been driving around Western Massachusetts, you've probably seen asparagus. It's the perfect spring vegetable. You can enjoy it all summer long, but right now, it is so abundant here in the Pioneer Valley. So here to show us some delicious ways to make this tasty crop, Kathleen Delaney, a personal chef, My Great Grapes Catering, and mygreatgrapes.com. So asparagus.
So yeah, Hadley asparagus is on fire right now. It is so delicious.
They call it Hadley grass. It's world renowned.
Absolutely.
Like, this is big stuff that we do here in Western Mass.
Do you know that the Queen of England actually gets it delivered to her? She's
Seriously?
a big asparagus fan. That's what the farmer told me yesterday.
That's
I was
pretty
so
cool.
shocked. I was like,
So
wow.
we can be eating what the Queen eats, and
Exactly.
we're going to have some snazzy recipes to go with it. So what do you want to make first?
Well, I was going to do a quick salad, because
Shall we?
everybody right now, salads, it's getting warm. We got to have a salad at the beginning of our meal, after our meal, whenever you like it.
But
So
people get in salad ruts. I'm currently in a salad rut.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a mixed green girl because those are also fresh right now. Actually, radishes are really great right now too. So
right.
if you're a radish fan, those are awesome, and they give a lovely color to the salad too. So what I did is I took a large piece of asparagus, and I'm just going to snap it
At the natural bend.
At the natural bend, as opposed to cutting it. There's a couple ways. I like it raw because it's so fresh right now. So you can just take a peeler, and what I like to do is take off the tip and save it for the pretty princess at the end.
Okay, that's for show.
And then what we do is we take our peeler, and we just peel the asparagus nicely. This one actually is really fun. I have these really fun peelers. So if you have just a regular peeler, that's okay too.
Well, it's a fun way to jazz up your salad, though, because the peelers aren't that expensive. But
No,
you know,
and they really are easy and fun to as opposed to julienne, and you don't have to have mad knife skills to do this.
Now, if people don't really like the taste of raw asparagus, could they blanch it?
Well,
maybe
that's
for
what
a
I have
minute or
going
two?
here. I have hot water going as well, and then I also have a grill pan going. So you can. There's 3 ways to do it. You could either eat it raw, or you can take it and we'll just throw it right on. Oops, wrong one. Throw it right on. Throw it. Oh, that one's going.
You know, yeah. This one we'll just eat during the commercial break.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of these on here and just grill them up nicely. And that'll be a nice, so you can have a warm salad. Now, if you're a bacon fan or
Yes.
you could actually put the bacon on with it and give it a nice infusion.
Oh, saute in the bacon
Saute it,
fat.
yeah.
Yes,
or you can
please.
sit it and throw it in really quickly, let it get bright green, and pull it out.
So you don't have to put the whole thing there to blanch it. You can just put these little strips
Pieces,
in?
absolutely. And then if you really wanted to, you just cut it yourself so that you utilize every piece of the vegetable. That's my thing. And then just save the tip so that we can put a lovely top
you need a
on
nice
there.
garnish. So far we have the 2 ingredients. We have the mixed greens, we have the asparagus. What else goes in? How do we make the dressing?
I already made a dressing, but I'll tell you all about it.
Please tell me your
Shallots.
secrets. Yeah.
Cut up your shallots.
Okay.
Take a little bit of Dijon mustard, my favorite thing.
Because it brings it all together, though.
It does. It's the emulsifier.
And even, I know, like my wife, she's not a big fan of Dijon mustard, but it's just about bringing the ingredients together.
Just a little bit.
don't
You
need
just
a
have
lot.
to have the oil and the vinegar meld together so that they hold. Yes,
Do you use regular mustard, though?
you could. I just like the flavor of, and
Okay.
it's the smoothness. Now, if you used a grainy mustard, that gives a different texture to your dressing. But again, a little bit of shallots chopped up nicely. Throw it in a bowl. Put in half a tablespoon of, or as much Dijon as you care for, and then whisk it up with some white wine vinegar or white balsamic, rice
Maybe
wine
champagne vinegar?
Absolutely, champagne.
And we did that last time, and then I bought a bottle of champagne
Exactly.
vinegar.
Oh, it's so good. It's very delicate, and it goes really nice with the shallots, which, by the way, if you buy them, here you go. This is what they look like. They look somewhere between a red onion and a
It's in the onion family.
It is, but
It's
it looks a little.
sweeter.
But if you look at it, it looks like a bulb of garlic as well. So if you peel it off, you're like, oh, it comes in different. It's very neat. It's really neat. And the thing is, it's really great for vinaigrettes because of the delicacy of the onion. It's not too intense.
It's not overpowering.
No, it's absolutely delicious. And then we throw that in, and then we put the olive oil and
then we're good to go.
And then I brought some already made because I didn't know how much time we have. But then you can kind of smell.
Oh.
If it's too vinegary, put a little more salt in, put a little bit more olive oil in.
Now, are you going to let this full recipe out of the bag so people can go to our website and get it?
I will.
All right, I appreciate it. So the website is mymassappeal.com. That's where you go to get this. Now, later in the show, we're going to keep cooking with asparagus. What are we making?
We're going to do a little tartlet, an asparagus tartlet.
Very cool.
And then we're going to do an cold asparagus soup with creme fraiche, if we have time.
Loving it. Yeah, let's make time. We need to do
Okay.
that. It's always a pleasure to have you here, Kathleen. So that's coming up. Also coming up on the show, a little... Welcome back to Mass Appeal, everybody. We're back with Kathleen Delaney. She's a personal chef. MyGreatGrapes.com is the website. We're munching on asparagus because it's that time of year where asparagus is everywhere. You almost can't miss it.
I'm crazy for it. It's so
good stuff.
delicious. Like I said,
cook it raw, in a soup, in a salad. So we've covered the salad. Easy vinaigrette dressing. It's going to be on our website a little bit later today. Can we talk soup, though?
Oh, yes, we can.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
How does one make this soup?
Okay, so it looks like a cream soup, right?
But
it is the best and easiest soup. You take your asparagus
Okay.
and you blanch it in its own water.
So that just means cooking it for like a minute.
Yep,
or two.
just make the asparagus, get them nice and flexible, shall we say. But what happens is you've now just created your own asparagus stock.
Okay.
So you can throw some shallots in there, some garlic, whatever herb you like, any kind of, tie up a bag of herbs and put it in that stock water and keep blanching your asparagus, put it aside. Use that stock water and take some potatoes, Yukon Gold,
okay,
and pour them in the water and then cook the potatoes in that water.
So
now it's all
going
to have similar flavors. Then what you do is you just take your blender, you take your potatoes, you take your cooked asparagus, and you take them and you put them all in the blender and you buzz them. Now I like them a little chunky still, but it comes out like a cream soup. When I was in France, now every cream soup that I ever learned to make in France was all
cream.
No, I'm telling you, the trick is you do not put the cream in until you dollop it at the end.
Well, and I think it's a big misnomer when people see a cream soup, they think, oh, that's going to kill me with the fat and the calories. But you can make the creamiest soup just by
with potatoes. That's what the cream
potatoes
is.
The way to do it, or even asparagus.
With the combination,
cauliflower, or something like that.
Absolutely. Oh, delicious.
So then we dollop. Is that creme fraiche on top?
It is dolloped with creme fraiche with a Parmesan crisp. I'm starving.
I know. This is killing me. Well, there's about 5 minutes left in the show, and then we can dig in.
Okay.
In the meantime, I see some wrapped asparagus.
Yes, you do. Now, I have two ways of doing it. You can use bacon, or you can use prosciutto, depending on your what you prefer.
Prosciutto is a fancy Italian ham.
It's a cured Italian ham, and you can find it sliced already for you, usually in the grocery, or you can ask your butcher to thinly slice it for you. I have some goat cheese here because you know me and goat cheese. It's my favorite thing. But I suggest that you use a local goat cheese and you support your local people, all your farmers and everything.
There's a surprising amount of local farmers that have goat cheese.
Oh man, if they have a goat, they've got goat cheese.
It's true. It's just science.
So just let it soften. You could use a little Montrachet or anything.
But keep it out for a little bit, let it soften.
Exactly. So now I'm going to take, what I do is I use my, you do not have to blanch or grill your asparagus if you do not want to. That's just a really crunchy experience, and it's delicious if they're fresh like the Hadley farms are right now. But what I did is I actually threw this on the grill, and for just a minute, and I put goat cheese on it, and I'm just going to roll it up. Rolling. Sorry. And
so it's copyright infringement, I think, right there.
Sorry.
Don't want to get sued today.
And then now you could eat it just like this, or you could put it on your grill and warm that cheese up and get it all melty and delicious.
See, that's good. And this is one of those things, cheap appetizer. It's an inexpensive way to really wow your friends.
It's delicious. I mean, use your produce, use what's in season. And you could do the same with, cook off some bacon on a sheet pan and do it now if you have some littler ones, and take the same thing. Oh, let's get that off. It's smelling so good.
And that singes it together so nothing's going to fall apart.
But look at it. It's melting. It's delicious.
Oh, this is killing me.
All right. So
we have the bacon.
We have the bacon.
We have the prosciutto.
We do. And then and the goat cheese. So now right next to you, we are going to put that out. I'm just going to roll this baby up.
Now this is the tart, is that right?
I'm calling these tartlets because they're little incy-wincy cuties here.
Now let's check these out first. Here we go.
Yeah, they're delicious.
So this is our finished product.
No, not yet.
Without going in the oven, right?
Right, without going in the oven. But
so
actually, I'm going to
look like.
Turn up. I have a recipe for that. I believe that's online as well.
All right, perfect. MyMassAppeal.com.
Yeah, I'm going to mix this up with a little bit of eggs, creme fraiche,
so eggs, creme fraiche, a little bit of Parmesan in there?
There is a little bit of Parmesan. That makes it look a little bumpy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour that on the tartlets that already have shallots, sautéed shallots, and sautéed asparagus tips. So it's really pretty too. So basically you're making little tartlets. You only cook them, we're going to mix, this mix in has salt and pepper. And you could use any herb you desire that you really like. I find thyme to be one of my favorites.
That's not a bad idea. Now, we have the recipe on the screen right now, but don't worry, everybody at home. You don't need to rush for a pen and a pencil. It's going to be on our website a little bit later today, so no worries. So we just pour
this on? I find this really easy if you take this and pour it into your bowl. If you have a mixing bowl that already has a spout, that way you can put it I put this in a
Mixing
really
bowl with a spout. Now does that exist?
It sure does. Oh yeah, bakers.
Get me one of those.
Oh yeah, no, it's really good. So now this is easy. I put it in this nice little mini
muffin pan.
So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pour it in. Make sure you're delicate about it.
So we don't want to overfill.
No, we don't want it to stick. And the you can either use pre-made pie crust, or you could make your own dough. I like phyllo dough personally, and they come also pre-made.
And you can get them in the freezer section usually at the supermarkets.
And the thing is, you can make them ahead of time. They last for days, and you can just use them, pull them out when you're ready. So make a big batch of them, and then pop them in the oven. We're gonna pop these in for about 20 minutes, not even, and then they'll be done to go, ready to go.
And how do you know when they're ready? Are we looking for a golden brown, something like that?
We're looking for that everything just to be melted nicely, and for the eggs to come together.
So you think asparagus is just something to be served as a side dish? No, no, no. You can serve it in so many different ways, Kathleen. As always, it looks great, and I cannot wait to pig out a little bit later.
All right.
Once 22 News at noon starts. But